We are at the JMA Wireless Dome in Syracuse, New York for a battle of upstate New York college basketball rivals. Albany has made the 2-hour drive west on the New York State Thruway to take on Syracuse. It's the America East against the Atlantic Coast Conference. And welcome everybody along with Randolph Childress. I'm Doug Sherman. Glad you're with us here tonight. And
every Albany game, and he better be listening because Mom knows basketball.
Well, Thelma's Great Danes are in their road purple uniform, Syracuse in the home whites, and the orange with the basketball first in the hands of their Hofstra transfer point guard, Jaquan Carlos. Lampkin, who is a good passer out of that high post area, has his pass kicked. Syracuse will keep with the shot clock at 20.
You have to guard. Can't just leave your big inside the paint.
Now his production in recent games has dropped off. He's been dealing with a lingering back issue. Jaquan Carlos in the starting lineup gets the first 2 points. Off of the Davis bucket, Amari Marshall, Byron Joshua, DeMar Langford Jr., the former Boston College Eagle, who has played here in this building a couple of years ago. Getting the start along with Kenai Briggs and Justin Neely. Quickly back the other way, Jaquan Carlos wraps it around. Lampkin couldn't handle the pass. Great backdoor look. And the reverse layup by Amari Marshall.
Outstanding talent. Top 10 recruit in the country a year ago. Outstanding get for Red Ultra.
Davis has his pocket picked by Langford. Great Danes quickly the other way, and it's Byron Joshua who has been in a shooting slump lately with a running hook shot. Three ball banked in by Kenai Briggs. You're offended by that question, aren't you?
No. I didn't care if it went in. I wasn't shrugging. I was happy. It counts the same. Yes, I did. I did. Hey, more than once. Defensive end of the floor, and it's physical enough to get to the glass like that.
Ashton Langford. And for that trip, their parents made the drive from Worcester, Massachusetts, but they are presumably watching tonight from home.
Syracuse just got to play.
Well, right on cue. Over the top, the alley.
Successful. I think they're going to try to run it more for Davis. Davis also has more of a size advantage inside.
Joshua pulls it back out. Marshall. Step along the baseline, and the pull-up from the southpaw is good. No need to use the glass that time for Kenai Briggs.
He's physical, and he loves that step back. Creates a ton of space for that nice smooth lefty J.
Bell makes it. He has been.
Then we met another guy out of Memphis named Penny Hardaway. That was bigger than he was.
Syracuse with the basketball down by 2. They have trailed by as many as 5. Shot clock down to 3 as Davis spins and banks it in. He has settled for 3 off the back iron. Redshirt junior from Montclair, New Jersey, unable to give Albany the lead once again. Here's Elijah Moore. Had a couple of big games before struggling last time out. Gets his own miss and sticks it in. My guess at Notre Dame, once you put up 20-plus games, all of a sudden the opposition looks at you differently, right?
Well, and particularly now, he's going to draw more attention because they're missing a couple now for Albany, and they're settling for a lot of pull-up jump shots. Just take the ball to the...
Amir Lindsay with the miss. Well, one area where Dwayne Killings harped on during their shoot-around here in the Dome last night, where he thought his team would have an advantage, as Bell puts it back up and in, was between the tops. A purple blur to the bucket, but he missed the layup. Moore, no look. Majstorovic gets the roll. Freeman did a nice job to lay off the...
Syracuse now with a smaller lineup, ability to switch, but they got to communicate. Hey!
Good drive and dish. It results in a... But anyhow, DK grew up in Amherst, Massachusetts. Huge Minuteman fan, and he was a ball boy back in their heyday when Coach Cal was there. And then did wind up playing his sophomore year as a walk-on at UMass. Coming out of the timeout, beautiful. Wilson, as well as John Yachty, Joe Cremo, and Jonathan Beagle, who's now at Richmond, as you Albany players who have won American East Conference Rookie of the Year. Lucas Taylor has come into the game, and he connects on his first shot attempt.
He averaged 14 points a game, and he's also familiar with this league. He committed to Wake Forest and was there his freshman year in college, so he's familiar with this league, and coming in with a reputation as a 3-and-D guy, is more than capable of filling the shoes and providing some offensive spark.
Well, Carlos averaging only 4.5 points per game. Syracuse since Carmelo Anthony. Majstorovic scores for the rebound and pulls it back out to Carlos. And here is Freeman.
I saw Freeman early in his career when he started at St. John's College in Washington, D.C. before he ended up at
Washington, D.C. Catholic League.
Yeah. Gonna let it.
Thought so.
DMV guy, not.
Nealon, 6 to shoot, into the lane, loses his balance, and the foul call.
Sturgis just one step too late, or maybe it's a little too physical there.
The last 2 seasons with a knee injury, and with that he got out of shape. He's still not 100% back to where he was in terms of basketball shape, but what a wonderful piece to have back for Coach Killings and the Danes this year.
Oh, you can't say enough about his play and what he means to this team.
Another thing that's been a common theme for the Orange this year in the backcourt. Chase down the ball. Majstorovic has it. Great look, and Freeman with the flush. Cuff a moment ago, his first made 3 of the season. As I was starting to say, one of the common themes for Syracuse this year, at 4-4, they have lost all 4 games against power conference opponents. They have beaten all of the mid-majors, as the bucket is made by Kwachek. In their 4 wins over mid-majors, Syracuse has only won by an average margin of 6 points per game. Majstorovic continues to develop and offer production off the bench.
Red Austrians challenged his group, and he's challenged all of his guys. I asked him who needed to play well. He said everyone, and everyone's playing well right now. They're active, they're rebounding, they're pushing, they're sharing the basketball, and they're making shots.
On cue, Cuff with him.
Out there now that's allowing them to be active. They're not playing with a traditional big. Lampkin's on the bench, playing with their 4 men. And they're giving them more mobility and ability to guard ball screens better.
Using that 200 drive and dish. Joshua. His coach says he's the backbone of our group. Time he missed the Georgetown game with a right shoulder injury. And that's really the only time the Danes have been blown out so far this season. Foul called on the drive along the baseline by Kyle Cuff.
And now they get more athletic, they get faster, they're able to set their deduction.
Chance Westry now making his 3rd.
A slow start on the offensive end of the floor, and when you lose your best offensive player, that tends to happen, but they're coming out full of energy, the ball's moving. Quick turnover here.
Amare Marshall goes end to end off another.
Only telling them that I would shoot him out of that zone. That was all I said to him.
He just looked at you like, look at this old man.
And I am. I told him I'm every bit of that.
Terrific ball movement. From the perimeter, Taylor found the big man Lampkin, who never came down with it. The touch pass leads to a dunk.
Really good passer for a big. You got to force him to become a scorer when he gets the basketball. He really has his head on a swivel, looking for cutters and shooters at all times. Great pass by the big man.
Davis gets beat to the bucket. Kasper Kwachek winning in the first half. Marshall to the corner, wide open Joshua. Lampkin taking up space in the lane, and here comes Kyle Cuff, 1 man to beat. Draws the contact and is able to finish. Kyle Cuff's career high is 13 against Chaminade last year. He's zeroing in on that in very short order here in the first half. Kwachek fouled on the putback.
Comes, you spray it to the corners, and guys are getting open looks. No rotation comes, they're finishing at the rim.
Here at St. John's back in the day. And he played here in the Dome, played against the Orange 3 times. And I asked him, did your dad ever...
Rewarding Coach Autry for his trust in him and allowing him to come off the bench and contribute.
And remember, he started his career at Kansas, but his time with the Jayhawks was undermined by a devastating knee injury that until this year he wasn't fully back conditioning-wise. Big to big.
I don't know if Albany has the ability to play him one-on-one, but going forward, I don't know why you would double him. His vision is amazing for a big guy.
Albany is 6-4 on the year, lost in overtime on Saturday to Boston University. The triple by a mere lead year.
Who you got?
I'd like for it to be Genty, but I don't think he's going to win. I think it's going to be Travis Hunter. What do you think?
I agree with you.
Elijah Moore on the reverse, the freshman out of Cardinal Hayes High School. In just under a minute to go in the first half. Briggs, nothing but net.
Wide pin down or pin down is a big part of Albany's offense. Got it. Autry wants to get 3 hands there, the passer, the defender, and the big screener.
Like you said, bully ball inside for the big man.
They got no answer for it. Not feed him. When he's in the game, you got to feed him because on the other end, they're attacking him. You got to reward him for his effort that he's giving you on the defensive end of the floor.
There's the smaller 6'6" Neely trying to get the shot over him. Shot clock comes off, and Syracuse can hold for a final possession of the half, up by 10. Seconds, 2 seconds. Lampkin gives it up. Bell able to finish with 0.8 of a second remaining in the half. Plus the foul.
Yesterday in practice, great execution, and again, when Lampkin has the basketball, you got to make him a scorer.
Sideways, he has missed 6 of his last 8.
Well, the shooting goes hand in hand when you're knocking down threes, free throws at all. It's just a confidence thing.
Shot would be good, but it is off the iron by Amir Lindsay. Harlan, the second leading scorer in the ACC at over 19 points per game, out for another 3 to 5 weeks with that broken left hand. Amari Marshall in amongst the trees for the reverse layup. Briggs, same starting 5 in the second half for the Great Danes in their road purple uniforms. Syracuse with a numbers advantage if they push. Carlos keeps the dribble, able to lay it in.
I think Carlos can do that.
I don't know the level of competition.
That's impressive. One player.
He's the all-time leading scorer in that school's history, ahead of Sidney Green, Jim McMillan, Phil Sellers, Leroy Ellis. 3 first-round picks. He's the all-time leading scorer.
As a 6-foot guard, wow, that's impressive. Scoring 90 in a warm-ups before a game is tough to do.
Defensive team member during his time at Hofstra University. He's got the Briggs, no. Elijah Moore has it. Nicknamed Choppa. He gives it up. Briggs picked his pocket. And he is fouled by Carlos, who got back to stop that easy layup.
Now Briggs, strip him.
Just all the stars are going to be in that one, Randolph. But I know Hannah Hidalgo, she's per game. On top of scoring, what, 23, 24 points a game? Elijah Moore from the corner. Jair Davis rips the offensive rebound away and lays it in.
Davis also provides a level.
Albany again. Here comes Carlos. Calls for the screen, gives it right back to Lampkin, who attacks and lays it in.
Carlos was trying to tell Lampkin to just post up.
Briggs has a step on Moore and puts it in.
Great job there by Briggs, rejecting the ball screen. As a guard defending it, you got to force it into your help.
Albany led early by 5, used a 7-0 run. But then the Syracuse bench came in, gave a spark, and the Orange have been up largely by double figures since. Carlos has been in the middle of most of it.
Continue to get downhill to the rim. We talked about it. There's no shot blockers. No reason to pick your dribble up. Get downhill, force rotation. If it doesn't come, just lay it.
Carlos gives up the foul. Got a piece of DeMar Langford.
I see our very own ESPN's Holly Rose story. He just say, hey, I got to be positive. I got to be strong for my wife, for my children. And positive can be that you're going to go to your bench and it's going to be like, hey, guys, you're going to play.
And you know what? This is the second game in a row, including the loss at Notre Dame over the weekend, where Jaquan Carlos continues to look more like the version of himself. Lampkin, the 3 guys who fit that bill, fit that profile for Syracuse this year, all played well here tonight.
Freeman came out last possession and knocked down a 3. And
Elijah Moore on the beautiful. Immediately said he heard a snap, and so he's got another 3 to 5 weeks before he is scheduled to possibly be back. Said the biggest problem is that he does a lot of things left-handed.
Marcus Burton's out, and Louisville has been devastated with the throughout, so when he gets cleared, he should be able to have an immediate.
Has himself 8 assists and distributing the ball, and everybody's contributed in different ways.
Yes, everybody's having the ball's moving. They're getting a lot of ball movement, body movement, a ton of assists.
Coming up at 9 Eastern overall. To donate to the Jimmy V Foundation, go to v.org. I'm fat. Great Danes keep it. Briggs for 3, around it out. Bell clears to Carlos. 2 free throws upcoming for Carlos, as the Great Danes have gone cold on. Win was against a Columbia team that was receiving votes in the AP poll.
Available to him yet, and he's still.
Reddish, he is out with an injury right now. Suffered a knee injury in practice 8 days ago, and he is a 4th-year senior, a big piece for you, Albany. Well, DeMar Langford, at only 6'4", can be effective in the paint.
Bully ball at its finest.
Bell. Tough into the game, fighting for the offensive rebound, taken away by you, Albany. Lindsay gets it back, left alone. The 3 ball is good.
I thought in the last possession, Carlos could have laid it up. He's just so unselfish.
He had 19 assists in a game last year for Hofstra.
I can see it. I mean, he's always heads up, always looking for a teammate.
Bell with a chance for 3. The junior from Concord, California now.
And forget Fudge. You can't forget Miles, Centron, just stars upon stars. And
all the numbers so far lean heavily towards Syracuse. Rebounding 32-18. Points in the paint 46-20. Bench points 27-13. In they go to Justin Neely.
I thought Albany would play more zone. I thought they, before this game got to 20, and before they run out of time, I thought they'd try to give it a little zone to see if they can get back in for a Syracuse team that struggled from behind the 3-point line.
8th Syracuse turnover turns into 3 points off the fingertips of Damon Strand. First points of the night for the junior from Plainfield, New Jersey.
That's how they want to play. They want to get active with their hands, create deflections and turnovers, and get out in transition.
Freeman back to Carlos, out there with Cuff, Majstorovic, and Lucas Taylor. Freeman from the head of the key. He's got it. Off the bench tonight. He's a guy who signed with Syracuse in August.
He has. He looks good. Active on the defensive end, getting the passing lanes. Now Albany's heating up.
He's out there tonight.
He has. You can see the length with Freeman and Lampkin, and Davis is bothering him inside. He sped him up a little bit.
Carlos, Freeman, let the defender fly by and then throws it down. And we've got a stoppage as one of taking as many threes as maybe the analytics say you should take if you're just not making them that much.
Well, I don't think that the Orange are playing to the analytics because they start in their lineup, so like today, they started Davis and they started Lampkin. And neither one of those guys are three-point shooters. And so threes when you're not making them. And it may change the way you have to play. You got to play through your post. You got to drive it. You can control the paint in many ways, off the dribble or play stuff. And they're doing a great job of it tonight.
Good hustle by Lampkin to get back defensively. He deflected the pass, but it went right to the Great Danes, who pulled back to within 15 points. Taylor draws the contact and gets the roll.
Consistent contributions from their bench.
When they get back into ACC play, will they be able to?
The three-point line, and it's a day-to-day, it's a game-to-game thing. You're going to have a game or two where you're knocking down shots. But when you're not a great shooting team, they get the ball at the rim, the forced rotation. You watch a team like Alabama. As great as they are at shooting threes and as many as they shoot, they want to dominate the paint.
Albany making a push off the turnover.
And with this big lineup with Davis and with Lampkin in, they want to put Lampkin on Neely, and sometimes in transition they can't match up.
Behind the back, Davis.
We talk about Jaquan Carlos as the point guard, but really that's what Lampkin is. If I'm scouting against him, I would make him a scorer. I'm not helping.
Sweet move by Marshall. And he will head to the line after the foul.
He's early. If they can stay healthy, there'll be a force come conference tournament time with Rob Lee, and we both were impressed with UMass Lowell, but also Albany's coming. They're talented enough to win the league as well.
Now they've been to the NCAA tournament at the Division I level as Davis is fouled. Albany's been there 5 times, but not since 2015.
Program's going. The new facility and the investment in him being a ball boy for Kyle. Of course, with Kevin Ollie at UConn on his mom, who gives him the scouting report every game.
Absolutely.
And she was spot on today. She told him you had to get Lampkin in foul trouble, and they hadn't been able to do so.
Yeah, I don't know if we can get a follow-up text to Thelma, but she was spot on. Make it a 3-man booth next time.
Absolutely.
Her Great Danes closer than they've been since the first half. They were trailing by 13 at the break.
The Orange have let their foot off the gas. They're not defending with the same intensity.
Lampkin just spins around Langford for the layup.
There's just no answer for him.
Marshall left it short. Big offensive rebound and stick back by Langford. More back into the game for the Orange, along with Donnie Freeman, the 2 freshmen for Red Autry. Carlos, by the way, is in double figures with assists. He's got 10 helpers to go along with 8 points. Back out to Freeman. Is it assist number 11? Indeed it is, and Freeman is a perfect.
Tonight, he's got 3 tonight. The Orange drop back into their zone, which I don't think they run enough of. I actually told Autry that. He's probably saying because we're not rebounding out of it, Randolph.
I was going to ask you what his reply was.
Well, he's going to point to that possession and say, that's why I'm not running zone. We're not boxing out. We're not rebounding out of it.
Nice driving dish. Freeman in close. Freshman to freshman, the assist to Moore.
I love the way the recruiting is going with the Orange. You gotta love the ceiling of Moore and Freeman. Red is building something special here. Let's hope these guys can stick around and see it through.
Neely from the mid-range. Yeah, the recruiting the last couple of years has gone back to where it's been accustomed to around Syracuse. Coming in next year, Sadiq White is number 16 in the ESPN 100. Kyan Anthony, Carmelo's kid, is number 36, along with Luke Fennell from Australia, Aaron Womack from Milwaukee. If you can keep Freeman his second year, if you can get 3 against Cornell, he's closing in on that tonight. Rattled home by Neely. Great Danes now with 4 players in double digits. Once again, Childress here at the JMA Wireless Dome. Big performance coming off the bench tonight for the Orange freshman, Donnie Freeman. 22 points.
Go down and play the 5 if needed.
For the 100th time, 2:30 Eastern. And then Jameer Watkins and Florida State take on Tulane in the second game of the Auto Nation Orange Bowl Classic in Sunrise. Up ahead to Chris Bell, and he's fouled.
Great job.
Winning streak, trying to close it out perfect, and Coach Thompson brought his Hoyas in, beat him. And Big John said, Manley Fieldhouse is now officially closed. Light the match.
What a personality. What a legend. I was fortunate enough to be recruited by Coach Thompson. And you're right. That was just an amazing, amazing rivalry and about each other.
So again, that's coming up on Saturday on the ACC Network. Pressure broken. Chris Bell going to have another chance for a three-point play.
Good to see Chris Bell get
without benefit of a made three-pointer.
And that's not his strong suit. You usually don't see that of him. It's usually get it from behind the three-point line or he doesn't produce. So credit to him for making an adjustment.
Ari Marshall cut off along the baseline. Justin Neely's had a nice second half. He's got a double-double. The length of Freeman is going to be a problem for him.
Yes, that time he's at the center spot now. Big time performance tonight from him.
Yeah, 8 points, 12 assists, coming off the 8 points, 7 assists.
That front of that 1-and-1 though. He's been perfect tonight, but he's got to do it. I got to get on the general for that. Little point guard. He's had a great game tonight. Double-digit assists. Had a chance there to get a double-double.
Strand with his second made 3 tonight. Pearl as a freshman, then Pearl after 3 years went off to the NBA, and Sherm was the one who changed that team to be able to do that. But Pearl was Pearl. He was one of one.
He's no question about it. He epitomized New York while the other one epitomized the DMV.
Yeah, that's a good point. Carlos with a double-double, 10 points, 12 assists. Freeman gives up the foul.
He's got to get physically stronger. And his mechanics aren't bad. I think he can do a better job of getting ready to shoot when he knows the ball's coming. He's not going to go 4-4 from behind the line a lot, but he's definitely capable of making shots.
Yeah, it's been an easy 22 points and 6 rebounds tonight for Freeman. Foul given will send Carlos back to the line.
Switching his freshman up. Elijah Moore is going to be good as well. I mean, he's fun to watch. These freshmen.
Yeah, Moore came in averaging 8.5 points a game. Freeman nearly 13 per game.
And I think Moore is really critical for the group because of three-point shooting. As Bell gains his confidence, the next guy's got to be Elijah Moore. Got to be pleased if you're Red Archer with your team's performance today. You hadn't taken advantage and put away a team all year.
Well, we wondered last night during practice, this morning during shoot around, watching this team where the point's going to come from. And then they've got 102 on the board.
Exactly.
So there are some options. Freeman now with his new career high in his young Syracuse career with those 24 points. And that, now we'll give it back to you, Albany.
Your man scores it, and you do that, you become hard to beat.
And again, J.J. Starling will come back at some point in January. His teammates pick him up with a victory today for Red Autry. The team improves to 5-4 with a 102-85 victory over Albany.
Great performance for the Orange. I thought defensively they were active. Early on, they struggled with some turnovers and transition defense. When they settled down, was able to stand in front of the back.